Hi everyone, Rudy at Claude and Painting Studio here. I've got another Perry plastic British infantryman for my 1808 to early 1809 La Corunna campaign. Essentially, the Brits were trying to escape to the north coast of France, north coast of Spain, to escape the French. It was not a nice march through the winter, and the army fell into a state of disrepair, lots of drunkenness, looting, and was a bit ramshackle by the time it started arriving in drips and drabs. To sort of capture this, there's a couple of little things we can do with a bit of modelling putty and a sharp knife to make the models look a bit more ramshackle. I'm going to show you how to use a bit of modelling putty to add some patches and holes to the overalls. We'll make a scarf. But the simplest thing that we can do first of all is with our sharp knife and just start causing a bit of battle damage, or marching damage if you like. So round about the hem of the overalls we can just scratch a little bit out. Of course, safety first with these things. Okay, so I've been around the hems of trouser legs, and hopefully we can see we've got some triangular shaped cuts made there. So that looks like those trousers have seen better days. In the Perry kit, there is this one shackle for the peninsular period, which is sort of crushed, which I think is a good one for the set if you're doing more dishevelled looking troops on campaign. Let's grab another one and let's have a look at making a patch for a knee. Trousers would wear out, and a little running repair, fairly common. Not just with Brits but with everybody. So I've got a little ball modelling putty here. Obviously it's getting the initial stick onto the model is the trickiest bit. And we're going to just simply flatten that down. I've got a Dental Technician's Cron wax carver, but many sculpting tools are available. So we're putting this over the knee. That's one of the areas that would wear out first, quite likely to get patched. We can afford to leave it fairly haphazard. We're not going to be rivaling the Perrys for any kind of sculpting ability, but if we can put little indentations to sort of suggest where the stitches are around the edges. Imagine most of these repairs might be done by the soldiers themselves, possibly the regimental tailor if he was around. So if it was done by the soldier himself, it would like be a bit messy stitching, so even if your sculpting skills are not that great, like mine, that'll do. We could perhaps do something a bit different for his other knee. Perhaps there's a hole there waiting to be patched. So for the other knee, we're going to use the reverse of the carver with its nice rounded bobble edge. We're going to push down in the centre of this, and we're going to try and simulate a hole in the knee. The finer tip just lets us mark a little margin around this. I'm just going to try and squish that down, and then smooth these raised edges into the rest of the trouser leg. So one patch knee, a hole in the other one. Got a third model coming up. So last one we'll look at is putting a little scarf around the neck of this model. I've taken a bit of the putty and I have flattened it out and just sort of stretched it with the fingers and then put it down on a flat surface. And we'll wrap this around the back of the head and neck. And there we have it. So folding it around the neck, a little bit of manipulation needed with the tool. It really doesn't matter if you're leaving that many marks in it, because this is probably a bit of cloth or wool, and if you're leaving marks with the tip of the blade, it's just going to look like folds in it. I've got some painted examples, we'll bring them up. And here we have some painted models. The two in the centre have had putty additions to them. See a patch on the knee here, a hole in the knee there, and a scarf. The two at either end have been painted with brown trousers. Quite often local cloth in Spain was used by all sides, and it tended to be brown cloth. So incorporating some brown overalls into your battalions is a quick and easy way to just add a bit of variety and also show that they've been on campaign. The tips with using the putty and simply taking a knife to trousers hems, you know, this can be applied basically across any single force in the Napoleonic era. Your more elite forces may have gone in their parade ground dresses, your guard regiments and so on and so forth, but I imagine any Frenchman retreating from Moscow in 1812 would have had their kit disintegrate on them. Scrounging from the other side was quite common, so you know, Russians with French packs, not out of the ordinary. Prussians with French uniforms that were looted. They were also supplied with British uniforms, so you can mix up your forces quite easily by taking models from one range and incorporating them with troops from another nation. There is always an argument with Napoleonics whether you want to go for gritty realism or parade ground pomp. I like a bit of both in my forces. The Légère voltigeurs that I did previously with their colpacks and plumes, very parade ground, but it's a bit of fun, at the same time doing a bit of damage to the uniforms of the Brits here. I think it's very appropriate for the retreat to Corunna, and you know, Wellington did call his troops scum of the earth, so I think this just makes them fall into that category a bit more. Thanks for watching. If you've got any comments or hints, tips, please drop a message in the comments below. Thanks, bye bye.